We decided one Venus Month, let's take a trip to Italy. Spend Shabbos in Venice, perhaps a day in Florence, but let's start the trip in Rome. This is around the time of the Second Intifada. We told our parents that we were going on a trip to Italy. And my mother said, Eytan, please do me a favor, don't look so Jewish. Please tuck your tzitzis in and get a baseball cap. So I was one of those people who spent that $10 bill on buying a cap that said Italy. And I put on the cap and I took my tzitzis and my wife looks at me with the beard, a couple of young men, and says, yeah, you don't look too Jewish. And we make our way to the Roman Colosseum and the Forum. And there I was with my Italy baseball cap, my tzitzis strings tucked in, trying to conceal my Jewish identity, and from about a quarter mile away I could hear a voice crying out, Yehudi, Yehudi! And I'm looking around, who is he speaking to? And he makes his way directly in a beeline to me. And he says, Yehudi, Yehudi! And it was an Israeli who moved to Rome. And he was selling postcards by the Colosseum in the Forum. As I turned my head, lo and behold, there are 70 plus Rabbanim walking out of the Forum. You see, the very 3 days we decided to go to the city of Rome were the same 3 days that there was simultaneously a conference of European rabbis. And when we made our itinerary, people told us there's a kosher restaurant in Rome that has a good, reliable hashgacha, a milchik restaurant that's called Yovata. It's a big restaurant, you don't have to make reservations. You'll never have a problem getting a seat. And we go to Yovata that night and we had to wait 3 hours to get a seat because 70 Rabbanim were enjoying their lasagna and fettuccine alfredo. We picked the same 3 days that 70 rabbis decide to have a conference in Rome. When I saw them coming out of the Forum, including Rabbi Meir Lau, the chief rabbi of Israel at the time, along with 69 rabbinic colleagues, I turned to my wife and say, there goes the Italy baseball cap. Rabbi Lau's walking out with the Hubbard in the front, and these are walking out with all their black hats and their tzitzis hanging out. There goes the cap, the tzitzis come out, and how proud we were to be hidden in the city of Rome. And of course, it reminded me of the famous story, and yes, there are different nuschos. We'll share the version that Rabbi Spiro shares in his work on the Kinnos, touched by their tears. So then we were between the Roman Colosseum built by close to 100,000 Yidden taken into captivity in this mountain of by Hashemi. We're taking the Sarash's fatherless Pacey and they destroyed every second piece of Kinnos. Slaughtered over 1 million Jews, the blood streaming from the streets of Jerusalem. And building up the city of Rome, their glorious Colosseum with the hands of 100,000 Jews. So there I was looking at the Colosseum to my left and the Forum to my right. As I watched these 70 rabbis dressed in all full-fledged rabbinic attire, walking out of the Forum, and we made our way into the Forum. We could not think of that well-known Weiser with the Panovich of Rome. He too traveled to Italy to raise funds for Panovich Yeshiva. He called up as he did on Moshe Rothschild. Moshe Rothschild, then living in Rome, Panovich Rav called him up and said, I'd like to meet you. It was late at night, it was raining in town. And of course, Moshe Rothschild was there to do whatever the Panovich Rav asked him. So as soon as he arrived at the place where the Ponovitz Rav was staying, Rav Kahn enjoyed a motion, he said, and the most important Simchat Titus, this is what we have to do right now. We have to go to the Arch of Titus. That this Tsar B'Mifnim, this ruthless tormentor Titus of Russia with all the atrocities that he perpetrated, destroying the Bayesheni, and utterly disgracing and disparaging our Holy of Holies. Took all those captives down with him back to Rome, and he constructed the Arch of Titus to commemorate the victory of the Romans over the Jews, depicting the Jews led in chains, carrying their holiest of vessels, the Kleishoros. Moshe Rothschild turns to Rav Kahn and he says, that's where the Rav wants to go. It's raining outside. The hour is late. Why, Rabbi? Why do you want to go there? He says, just come with me. They went to the car. The rain finally stopped. It was eerily quiet, and the Ponovitz Rav steps out of the car. He straightens out his hats and his frock, and he lifted up his voice as he stared at the arch. Titus, Titus, he cried out. Mir Senadol, we are here. Where are you, Titus of Russia? So yes, you captured our Beis HaMikdash. You destroyed our second temple. You murdered so many, and you slaughtered our children. You imprisoned our families. You stole our menorah and our holiest of vessels. But we have risen from that destruction, and countless yeshivas have since been built. Look at the royalty of Torah that we have today, Titus of Russia. It's you. What remains of you? What remains of you, Roman Empire? Absolutely nothing. Who remembers you? Who talks about you? All you have is an arch. That is all that remains from your life, and beyond that, Titus, you have nothing. And we have a Ponovitch yeshiva, we have yeshivas scattered throughout Eretz Yisrael and dispersed throughout the world. Where is the Roman Empire today, the most powerful empire in the whole world? Nothing Kemat remains, and yet we are still here. Our song, our Torah is eternal. And that's up your soul, O Yeshua. So nobody in the world remembers Titus, nobody that is except for us. Because one morning a year, yes, on the Tishma morning, 2,000 plus years later, annually, we still make mention in Kinnos to Zion. Zachor, you bet, we will never forget the Sharos and Tzar B'Mifnim. Took out his sword, sliced the Paroiches, dividing between the Kodesh and the Kodesh HaKadosh. And miraculously, blood started to squirt out, and he says, you see, I'm here to wage war against the mighty Jewish God. And look, I can pierce his heart. The quintessential Baal Gaiva, the complacent, arrogant and haughty Titus Arosh. Come here, you Jewish God, I'm ready to fight you. Commence the worst evils in the holiest of all places. And displays a guide where Hashem Yisrael says about all Baal Gaiva and something of and even though we can't live in the same world, I don't have to fight Titus and Russia. All I need to bring a Titus and Russia down is the smallest and the lowliest of all creatures. As the Medrash of Rishus Rabbah points out, the person who comes about Gaiva, Hashem Yisrael cries out and says, you're so arrogant. Yidush kadam chadololi mosquitoes, a minuscule gnat. I made that gnat before I created you on the 6th day of creation. A meager yitush, that little bug, that mosquito that can drive us crazy, preceded us in the creation narrative. And Hashem Yisroch looks down to Titus and says, you can have your arch, you can have your Colosseum, your glorious ephemeral transits. Here today, gone tomorrow, no one's going to remember you. I don't need to wage war against a puny little man. On the contrary, all I need to do is send your way a minuscule bug. And as the Gemara Gittin involved relates, Hashem sends the Yitush, the way of the Titus Arosha, enters into his nose and starts pecking away at his brain, driving him insane, making him absolutely crazy and out of the sugar. And when the Yitush caused his demise, they opened up his skull and they saw a huge Yitush that ate away the brain of the Titus. And he died a Misa Meshuni befitting for the Russian that he was. Titus, Balgaiva. All the Jewish God, all the Rebbe Shalom needs is his smallest of bugs to bring you down. And as Moshe Shapiro said years ago, I was in that Thursday night cheer at Osamer right after 9/11. And Moshe Shapiro said the symbol of the guy from the world lead. Twin towers, look at these mighty, magnificent, these huge, these tall buildings. The opulent, affluent society that we all look, the world, we got the Wall Street. We have all of these, the world's financial center in the Twin Towers. How they live in a lot of Iru Migdal. We don't need God, we've got airplanes, we've got space shuttles, we've got $100 billion international space stations. We've got the world, we don't need God. And explain to Moshe if we can't play our God-given task, our role, of being the oligarch and showing the world what's truly important and prioritized, that Hashem's going to send the lowliest of men. The despicable Yishmaelim to bring down those Twin Towers. The lowliest of humans. The Schari Taleim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shabar writes the Gemara in Sukkot and Aleph of days. And Charot I ever made Yishmael, but if Yisrael doesn't teach the world that life ain't about Twin Towers and money, and bigger homes and fancier cars, and who has more expensive Rolex than the person in the next individual, and who can go on the fanciest cruises with affluent vacations, and how many restaurants can we come up with that have more expensive hamburgers and sandwiches and steaks than the next restaurant? We're on top of the world, and God says, I'll bring the lonely Yishmael to bring you down. Titus, a minuscule ball, can bring you down. And Yishmael brought down the Twin Towers. And then we rebuilt. And we think, okay, now we own the world once again. And we have thousands of flights, vacation spots dotting our planet. And life seems to be great and the stock market's doing well. And yet in a flourishing in the Golden Medina. And then God sends a several-year-long COVID coronavirus our way. Sending our way a little virus, a little bug, no, not even the size of a gnat, a mosquito even smaller. A microscopic bug. Get in the world, you guys think you're on top of the world. I can shut down all the airports in one day. I can stop all flights, all travel. I can shut down the world world economies, I can sequester everybody in their homes. With one small, invisible, microscopic ball. Gaiva in God's world. Gaiva, is there any room for arrogance? Kinnos, God put you down with a ball. Twin Towers, Yishmael brought him down. And oh, what a lesson for the world to see with the coronavirus. Harbi shluchim v'makom. We can visit Rome today and see that Arch of Titus. That's all they have, coliseums and forums. And what do we have? Netzach, Yisolo, Yeshaker. Is we have the Rebbeinu Shalom on our side. Because no matter how rife is the anti-Semitism that surrounds us, no matter how many times they try to kill us, and even with the horrific acts of October 7th, we still persevere. And we endure because we know that there are no more Babylonians or Assyrians. And the Greeks are gone, and all those who took on the Jewish people, that brought down the base of Kinnos, your glory was ephemeral in nature. Netzach Yisrael, Yeshaker, yes, the smallest minority of nations. And we have got the eternal Torah and Rishon. We have the nitzkiistic relationship with our Kodesh. We are the Anovim of the world and the Anovim Eytan Chaim. Let's show our Kodesh this Tishma that we want to be worthy of that Chaim. Let's put our pride not in our homes and our cars and our watches. And the restaurants on Central Avenue and beyond, and the vacations that we take in the Pesach hotels. There's only one thing that matters in life. That we are Yidden, that we're Eben Hashem. And we're a lowly, humble Eben intended in this planet to serve the Almighty above. Let's give Hashem that Chaim and Nachas that He so richly deserves. Let's humble ourselves and be worthy of a Gula Shlema. The Bias, God said, once and for all, the Neira, the Amenu,